Hey, it's Elizabeth Brown, the Kitchen Vixen. I'm trying another poached chicken, poached in tea. I'm gonna do the crispy rice again because I really like that. It turned out very well, actually. Probably ended up keeping it in the oven for about 12 minutes total. And I'm gonna also toast some walnuts to go on my salad. Salad with radishes, cucumbers, oranges, because oranges are actually more of a fall fruit. And instead of putting my berries in my smoothie today, I'm also just gonna eat my berries because they're so good. A green chocolate peanut butter smoothie, because I'm just in the mood for some peanut butter and chocolate. My tea warmed, boiling. Chicken that I marinated, just one piece to poach. Put the lid on, mix my rice with some olive oil, salt, and pepper, and put that in the broiler. So good, I'm telling you. All right, so I'm just gonna spread some rice out on the baking tray and then add some olive oil. I'm hungry. I just worked out, doing some pull-ups. My back's all pumped. Got some biceps, which everyone thinks I do all the time, but I just do them once or twice a week, not that often. Base on a baking tray with some olive oil and salt and pepper. Stick that in the oven and make it crispy. Set on broil. Set my timer. Let's try 12 minutes. A cast iron skillet heated to toast some walnuts. Walnuts are one of those nuts that we think of as a source of omega-3s, and most of your nuts are actually not high in omega-3s. They're high in other minerals though that we need. So we're always looking for more omega-3s that will help with our brain, our eyes, our heart, and the muscles of trained athletes. That was in my first cooking show pilot, all about fish. In the prevention of Alzheimer's disease, we look to foods that will help keep our brain healthy. So actually berries are good for that. Things that are rich in those anthocyanins. That's why I try to eat something purple or blue every day, but I've got some red radishes, so that falls in that group. I've got blackberries. We used to call them mulberries actually, and then red raspberries. So I've got lots of colors from that group for my brain and those omega-3s. And then with my chicken, I choose the dark meat thighs for the extra iron and zinc. Iron is good for overall health because it gives you energy to your body, deliver oxygen to working muscles. Zinc is really important for everything in your body. Zinc is linked to Alzheimer's disease. So like if your zinc to copper ratio, which we always teach people about that in healthcare, because we have patients that get put on zinc supplements for wound healing. So we know that zinc, if the zinc is low and we optimize it, it will make a difference in wound healing. But we don't want the patients to be on zinc for too long because it can throw off the copper and zinc ratio, 1:1 ratio. And it's really hard to know in your diet unless you analyze your diet. It's easier to get copper than it is to get zinc, so we all tend to fall on the other side. There is a blood test though, so I thought that was kind of interesting that you can measure that ratio. So I'm curious to get mine done at some point to see where it's at. Do some red leaf lettuce. I like red leaf. I try to keep it on hand again because it's a leafy green that has red in it. Crispy enough, but it's also light enough that it goes really easily into smoothies. I think I'm gonna cut up an orange. Maybe today I will just do a citrus vinegar, oil, whatever, citrus dressing. I do like to emulsify my dressings. I find that if I drink my smoothies, I'm always full. Like I don't ever feel hungry during the day because I drink them like, it takes me all day to drink those big smoothies I make. I think I'll do half moon for the cucumbers. I got English cucumbers. My one friend always likes these, my friend Danielle, so I'm like, must be something to them. They're a little nicer. They're not as, the skin is lighter than the regular cucumbers. They cut pretty easily too, actually. Some people call these Persian cucumbers. They're really good. And some red radish. Okay. My cats tried to get me to sleep in today. They were all cuddling with me early this morning. I did sleep a little bit, but I'm like, all right, I gotta go. I went to the gym. I was really tired because I worked a super long day yesterday. I put on this jog bra because I had these blue pants picked out. And then I looked in the mirror in my bathroom and I'm like, that's it, just do it. So don't wuss out. That's good. I remember one time when I worked as a dietitian back in Pennsylvania, where I'm from, one of my friends was like a county dietitian, so she did a lot of like outside education. I did education too for the hospital, but I remember her talking about this demo she would do for young people, and she would take a chocolate donut, which growing up the Dunkin' Donuts chocolate donuts were my favorite. Not the chocolate ice one, but the all chocolate. But now with a gluten intolerance, oh my God, it affects my skin, it affects my brain. I did eat a donut not too long ago. My stomach broke out in major rashes. I mean, I am so sensitive. And I know it messes up your immune system. That's actually another link to Alzheimer's disease, is that when you're gluten intolerant and you eat stuff that's, not compliant with your diet, you can cause a leaky gut. And that means things are going to pass through your gut into your body that aren't supposed to get there. So anyway, so my point is that she would take the chocolate donut and then she would take an orange and she would like crumble up the chocolate donut, to give off an aroma. You think donuts smell good, but when you smell an orange, that's the real scent, man. Like, chocolate donuts don't smell good. We just have this like psychology behind it, that we think they're so good, but an orange is so much better. It's so good. I mean, you feel good when you eat it. That tells you. So the nice thing about toasting the walnuts is that it really releases the oils. It gives off a nice fragrance. I think they taste so much better when they're warm. I'm gonna make my dressing quickly. I'm gonna take a piece of grapefruit too. I'm gonna take some of that outer membrane off. Get the pulp in there. That's where all the juice is. Let's see. Growing up in the 70s, a long time ago, nuts did not come like this. Like, my dad always had a bowl of nuts on the table with like a nut cracker, so we had to break them all one by one. But so now, for some reason, when I eat the walnuts, that reminds me of my dad's house. It's a good memory. My rice is done. My chicken is done. I'm gonna make my dressing. Oil, vinegar, some oil, salt and pepper. Guess I gotta go to work, right, Fraser? Someone's got to pay the bills. A little mustard. And a drop of maple syrup. Apple cider vinegar. Okay. Oh my God. That's why I never ever buy dressing. I mean, I did buy dressing one time and I can't. It's a good organic brand, kind of, but it's never as good as the one I make myself. I love a good peanut butter chocolate smoothie. Got to take out the rice. Let's see. It's really crispy. See? Crispy wild rice, brown rice, like toppers. It's so good. I got this idea from my friend Rebecca. She's gonna love that I gave her a shout out, so I have to make sure not to edit that. But she was telling me about the salad she had, and it had this crispy quinoa topper, and that's why I decided to look into it. So thank you, Rebecca, for this idea, because it's really yummy. I like warm and cool ingredients together, so I want to keep my rice warm, so I'm going to put it in my thermos to take with me. When I was a private chef, I was a private chef for Peter Corral, who was the owner of 7 Jeans, or he started 7 Jeans. And when he sold his company, I knew his one friend, and he's like, my friend needs to lose weight, and he wants to get healthy. He just sold his company for $1 billion, so why don't you be a chef? So I did that, and that was an interesting experience. Peter was very nice. It was a good experience. It's just a little more than I bargained for, because I wasn't used to being kind of a servant. And then I broke my foot and had to stop working, so that was interesting. Fell in the kitchen. I tripped over the dog because I was trying to put the food on the table, and the dog was under the table and whatever. But anyway, during that time, I would make a lot of compost salads because Peter was trying to lose weight. So that's where I got with my knack for compost salads, I would do lentils and like a strawberry walnut dressing with salmon on a bed of like spinach. It was so good. I perfected my compost salad concept. And I find that it's actually one of my favorite things because, I mean, I like salads, but don't we all want more than a salad most of the time? So if you add like a crispy topper to it, or some toasted nuts and things that will make it more hearty, it's more enjoyable. So I'm just going to throw in some. So if I was just going to choose one seed to put in, it would be pumpkin seeds. Well, I like sesame seeds too, but I might have some of those already ready to go. I'm just not super prepared today. I'm going to eat my my Brazil nut. That selenium, also tied to Alzheimer's disease prevention. All right. There we go. Okay. Well, nobody can tell me I don't have my nuts and seeds quota met today, that's for sure. People would argue this, especially those that are like strict vegans, which I am not. Obviously, I'm making chicken. That a vegan diet is the greatest diet for Alzheimer's disease prevention, all disease prevention. But in truth, the best diet to prevent most diseases, and especially Alzheimer's disease, is a Mediterranean diet where they eat fish 2 to 3 times a week, because fish is the best source of the particular type of omega-3s, the EPA and DHA, which are associated with brain health, especially the DHA. EPA is more associated with eye health, but it all goes hand in hand. So eat salmon. They really recommend salmon, wild salmon, 2 to 3 times a week. You don't need a huge amount at one time. 3 or 4 ounces, 2 to 3 times a week is perfect. So I got to get back to my salmon too. I had tuna the other day. I buy Wild Planet tuna. When I worked for Oxygen, I did an article all about tuna, and Wild Planet I found was the best tuna. It's ethically fished, so they use they use pole fishing, so they don't catch other sea life, and they catch the smaller tuna because I guess they catch closer to the top. So the smaller tuna has less mercury because it's younger. There's some tea. Then I'll do my soy milk and no fruit. The soy milk I get is unsweetened, but it still has a little sweetness to it. And of course I have to give some to my kitty cats before I go, right guys? Yeah, it works. It's a green peanut butter smoothie. Okay, I almost forgot. So this is my salad. And then I have my dressing, like grapefruit citrus vinaigrette. I have my toasted walnuts. And I have my crispy rice topper. So it's more than just a salad it's got cucumbers, poached chicken, red radishes, and oranges. It's gonna be so yummy. You should come to work and eat with me in my nursing home. I sit in my car and eat. Okay. All right. Now I gotta get changed. How many people get great ideas in the shower? How many people remember things they forgot to do in the shower? I forgot to put protein powder in my smoothie, so I already put 1 scoop. Now I'm adding the other one. And it'll probably taste even better now that the chocolate and peanut butter will combine. And so today I was inspired by the HBO documentary on Ralph Lauren, who was probably my first influence in life. My grandmother was too, but she was a nurse. And so it might have been around the same time because my grandmother was a nurse when I was young. Back then, nurses only wore white. And I love my grandmother. I respected her. She was really tough. This is my mom's mom. But I couldn't wear white every day. I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to take a job where I can have to wear the same thing all the time. So probably around the same time as when I discovered Ralph Lauren. And there was a picture that hung on my wall of a woman wearing this suede skirt in this safari setting. And that was like my first inspiration to fashion. And I remember I've always coveted that skirt. And then one day I got to do this interview for Men's Health magazine, and they paid me a big chunk of money. Even to this day, it was still a lot of money, I have to say. And I was able to buy not that exact Ralph Lauren skirt, but a skirt like it at Barney's because I saw it in New York City when I was going there for the interview. So anyway, worked out. So inspired by Ralph, I'm wearing big pony polo shirts, which I bought secondhand from eBay. I buy almost everything secondhand from eBay. Fendi straps are knockoffs from eBay, but my Fendi purse is real from Linda Stuff on eBay. My Chanel boots, these are Chanel riding boots, sort of, almost like Fry boots, but they're Chanel, from a store on eBay called Apparel Save. And my riding breeches, which are kids' size, are from State Line Tack. So again, I love riding clothes, even though I don't ride, because I have a big salad today. So then I use my Whole Foods bag, which is like one of those cold storage bags, and I have one of my cat food boxes in here. It's like the perfect size to fit. I get fussy cat for my cats because they're fussy, and that box fits perfectly in my Whole Foods bag. Shoe boxes can sometimes fit and serve the same purpose, like for your shopping bags, just to give it a sturdy surface. I think that's everything. Okay, bye.